Hi everybody, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us for our second episode of Cook Like a Firefighter. If you like what you've seen so far, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit that little bell notification icon so that you know whenever we put up new content. Tonight we're going to be tackling a very easy one skillet meal. It's a favorite in our household. It's called potato kielbasa skillet. This is one of Joanna's favorite comfort foods, and kind of stumbled across it by accident. So very simple ingredients. We're gonna have some potatoes of your choice. It really doesn't matter. I like to get the golden small potatoes, chop them up real small, and get going with those. Between 28 and 32 ounces of your sausage of choice. It is called potato kielbasa skillet, so I use kielbasa usually, but use whatever sausage you like. Olive oil. So with olive oil, normally when I'm cooking, I like to use extra light tasting olive oil. It has the nutritional benefits of olive oil, but it really doesn't have that heavy olivey taste. For this dish, however, I do use extra virgin olive oil. Half an onion. You can use whichever type of onion you like. I've used yellow onion before, or Vidalia / sweet onion. The Vidalia sweet onion gives the dish a lot more sweet flavor rather than the kind of astringent flavor of the yellow onion. So whatever you like though, make it a couple of times and try and decide for yourself. Some Dijon mustard, some apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar went around as a big fad in the last few years. So this is kind of left over from that fad, but it really is important to use the apple cider vinegar. Gives it some really nice flavor in the dish. Some dried thyme, ground pepper, brown sugar. I use dark brown sugar. You can use light brown if you want. Dark brown just tastes a little bit better to me. And baby spinach, fresh baby spinach. You don't want to use any kind of frozen or anything for this, because this is going to actually cook down in the dish with the rest of the food. So I'm going to get started cutting these potatoes. Come on back in just a few minutes and we'll get going.
And we're back.
All right, so I finished cutting up the potatoes. You want to get them kind of small. You can decide for yourself how exactly you want them cut. I like them a little bit smaller because then they get nice and creamy as you chew them up. So come over here. We're going to put some water in.
Whoa. Got a little hung up on the baby bathtub. And that is the baby doll bathtub.
And Joanna is hitting everything with the tripod.
Okay, we have 2 kids and their toys are everywhere.
All right, so at this point, I'm just kind of rinsing the potatoes off. And I'm going to drain the water. Okay, once I've drained the water, I'm going to add in just a little bit more. And that's going to be used to steam the potatoes.
Hey, cool sink.
Yeah. All right, so however this looks for you, I have this really cool Pyrex dish set that I got from my great grandmother, and then the Corel plate fits perfectly right on top. So we're going to throw that in the microwave.
Bam.
That's going to go in the microwave for 4 minutes. All right, so our potatoes are finished. We're going to turn on our pan. medium-high heat. Let that get heated up.
What kind of skillet is best for it?
Skillet really doesn't matter. It's up to your choice or up to your taste. We use it's about a 3-inch deep skillet because it leaves plenty of room to stir up and then room for the spinach to go on top. And then you definitely want something with a lid though, so that when the spinach goes in, you can put the lid on and it'll steam it up nice and neat. All right, so we're gonna cut up our onion and our sausage here. A little trick for cutting up onion: you can either wear goggles or slice off the top and the bottom.
Let me do that.
I'm gonna cut the whole thing in half. So I'm gonna peel off the first couple of layers to give you a nice, neat looking onion. You're gonna cut this way, same way as with the half, almost all the way through, but not quite. So that you look like this. And then you're gonna put it on the half cut here, and you're gonna cut down through the onion like this. And again, same thing, you're not going all the way through, just most of the way through. So then you're gonna come back through and cut this way, and it gives you some nice small chunks.
I did not know that.
Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. And we're gonna put this in a bowl. I just use a bowl just because it's easier to corral everything.
So you use the whole onion or you
Nope.
use half?
Just use half of the onion.
Okay.
Alright. So then we're going to cut our sausage up into rounds. You can cut these as thick as you want. All right, the skillet should be heated up now. So we're gonna come this way, splash a little olive oil in the bottom. Let that heat up just a little bit. And add in your onions and your sausage. All right, and we're gonna stir it up, and we're gonna let it kind of saute here until the onions get nice and soft. It should only take about a minute or two. All right, so for the sauce, I'm going to use some brown sugar. And just like last time, not measuring stuff, measure with your heart. Okay, so this is going to be approximately equal parts of brown sugar and apple cider vinegar. Don't put that in. So the apple cider vinegar is the main part of the liquid that's going to be the sauce to this dish. So you want to make sure and get a good pour of that in here and mix it up. And then you're going to put in some Dijon Mustard. I'm not a huge fan of mustard, so I'm not going to put a whole lot in there. If you are, go for it. Like I said before, you should really be customizing each dish to your family's likes, to your likes. Doesn't have to come out the same every time. You can find a way that you like and then start making that happen. Have some ground pepper. And then some thyme leaves. You can try using fresh if you want. I've tried it. It doesn't really work very well with this recipe. It doesn't really add the flavor. It adds kind of the dried thyme leaves add kind of a rich flavor to the sauce and to the dish, and fresh just doesn't add the same flavor. All right, and that is ready. These onions should be nice and soft now. All right, so now we are going to get out our potatoes. These are going to be really hot, so use protection. We're going to drain this. So another thing the plate comes in handy for. Just make it a little slot there. Pour the water out. That way you're not dirtying another dish like a colander. Okay, and then we're going to dump these potatoes, which have been steamed in the microwave, dump them straight into the skillet. All right, we're gonna mix those up. Want to kind of get everything distributed evenly through the pan. And what we're looking for now is we want to see the sausage start to brown and the potatoes just start to brown. All right, so this is ready to go. So we're gonna come over here and grab the sauce, give it a little stir. Just pour it right on in.
That looks amazing.
All right, so we're gonna stir this up a little bit more. If you let this sit for a little bit while it's with the heat on, then that sauce will get nice and thick and really start to coat all the sausage and potatoes and everything. So that's what we're gonna do.
This meal makes amazing leftovers too, because the sauce just gets thicker and more flavorful.
So let it come to a little bit of a boil.
Like a simmer or like a true boil?
A true boil. So we want it to come all the way to a boil because that means that the heat or the temperature has come up high enough that it's going to steam our spinach once we get it in there. Already see the sauce is starting to thicken just a little bit. So we'll give it about another minute and then we'll add the spinach in. All right, so now we're going to drop the temperature down to about medium. Give it a nice little stir. Make sure and kind of get all the way down to the bottom so that the same potatoes and sausage that's on the bottom gets rotated up to the top. Otherwise you will have a sticky mess on your pan.
How do you know?
Oh, I know. All right, so then we're just going to take our spinach and put it right on top.
It's just one small box of spinach.
Yep, one small box of spinach. This one is 5 ounces. That's not set in stone. You can do whatever you can find. So then you're going to take the lid on and you're going to let that steam the spinach a little bit until you start seeing water droplets form on the lid all the way up in the center. Oh, look, it's ready.
Is it really?
Yes.
Nice. So it doesn't look wilted yet.
So it doesn't get really wilted until you flip it over. All we did was give it a little nice steam. So it kind of got the cooking process started. And then once we get it all mixed in, then it's gonna soften up. And then you'll be able to eat it.
Yes.
Alrighty. And there you have potato kielbasa skillet. Really doesn't need anything to go with it. We usually just slap it into a bowl, throw a little salt on it, and enjoy. So if you make it, go ahead and leave a comment down below and tell us how it turned out. And again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so that you know when we post something else. See you next time.
Let's eat.